Andy in Fremont, are you with us?
Hi. First of all, good forum, and I like the format.
Thank you.
I guess I had two questions. The first one, sort of, I got your opinion on how you feel about what the president said tonight.
Right.
Other kind of change of subject is,
Sure.
What are you doing to reduce the deficit so we're not passing on these problems to our children and grandchildren?
Well, we're trying to see that we don't spend foolishly. Reducing the deficit is very difficult to do it by cutting spending alone. Nobody likes to talk about increasing taxes, but you can't have both ends of that teeter-totter in the air at the same time. You either have to figure that we're going to pay for much of the benefits that we get, or reduce them, or postpone them. And I think that holding the line on spending is important, but I don't think that we can cut spending for the most vulnerable. You can cut spending on my salary, you can cut spending on a whole lot of things, but I think we have to protect particularly children, single parents who have no real solid source of income, so that they can support, educate, and feed their children. So I appreciate your calling in. And,
one comment, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Okay. Regarding the union situation in Wisconsin, I don't think it's a problem, union or non-union, and I may differ with you in opinion, but I think it's a problem with governments putting in programs without funding them. The problem is, retirement plans that were unfunded and just kicking the can down the road for another generation. And I think that's the problem. It doesn't have to do anything with unions or not. It's past government organizations, and I think California is just as guilty.
Well, the retirement programs were funded depending on where the stock market was, and when the stock market dropped, the companies didn't, and/or the institutions, the communities didn't want to put up the money. They were riding high and on the hog on a big stock market, and when that came down, normally a company would have to pony up more money, and that's the hard thing for them to do. And I hope that maybe the stock market will go back up and bail them all out. So thanks for joining us.
It topped at 14,000, and it's at 12,000 now. So percentage-wise, that's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad, but it's going in the wrong direction, and they have to keep the retirement plans funded, and that means raising the amount they have to put in, and they don't like to do that. I don't blame them for not liking it, but that's the way the ball bounces. Thank you so much for calling in. Harry from Union City, are you with us?
Hello.
Hi, Harry. Speak up.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to all of us that are helping you get elected every time that it comes around there. And
well, thank you.
I wish a lot more politicians would be more concerned about what the people who got them into office think about them and what they're trying to do for us. But as far as that Prop 13 went quite a few years ago, if it hadn't have been for Prop 13, I wouldn't have been able to afford the taxes to live in the house that I live in now. Because my pension that I got from the union that I belong to never went up any, but the taxes and everything else, as you know, the cost of living keeps going up and up and up, and if it hadn't have been for Prop 13, I wouldn't be in the house that I have today.
Yeah, what they do in other states with their Prop 13 type thing is let homeowners who live in their home have a freeze on their taxes.
Well, that would be great.
Commercial properties, supermarkets, apartment buildings, places that can raise the rent, they would have increased taxes as the value of their properties went up.
That would be.
And that gets passed through to you and me. That means that the Safeway taxes go up and our loaf of bread goes up a few pennies. But nonetheless, the homeowners' taxes would be frozen, but commercial property taxes would go up, and that would go a long way toward helping us. And someday maybe we'll make that change in California.
I agree with you on that. And as far as this union thing goes, I've retired. I've belonged to the union for over 40 years, and when I retired, they gave me a good benefit, and they gave me good health and welfare coverage on there. But in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, when the unions were strong, everybody was working. Everybody was making pretty good wages. You could afford where your wife could stay home and raise the kids. At home. And when the kids came home from school, hi Mom, how are you? Oh, how was your day today? Now both husband and wife have to work, and when the kids get out of school, where do they go? They go to a babysitter, or somebody else is raising their kids.
Well, you hope so. You hope they just don't hang out in the streets, right?
Well, that's part of the problem with the problems that we have in society anymore. Is someone else is raising the kids, and the family values are not be passed down. When the husband and the wife come home from work every day, they feel guilty about leaving the kids with somebody else, and they give the kids everything they want instead of teaching them that you have to work for what you get and earn what you get and appreciate what you get.
You got it. Well, we'll try and I think you've got the right idea.
When everybody was working, the non-union companies had to give their employees the wages pretty much to match what the union would get to keep them going from union. So now, if this country keeps going the way it is, another 25 or 30 years, if the Republicans have their way, we're going to have a third world country. It's going to go.
I'll tell you what. 25 years from now, let you and I get together and see how it works out. How's that?
Yeah, but we're going to be like it was in the Middle Ages. You're going to have the lords and the serfs.
Okay, I hope not. Thanks for calling us tonight, and it's important. So I urge you to go to my website. The website is www.stark.house.gov. And if you'll go to that again, www.stark.house.gov, share your opinion with me, and I'll answer your questions as quickly as I can by email. Or if you stay on the line, after I hang up, you'll be transferred to a voicemail account, and the voicemail account will record your concern, and then it'll take a while. Now, we usually get a lot of people who send us emails whose questions I was unable to get to. So I hope you'll be patient with us. We will get back to you. Your opinion's important